Hello, it's Sally here, Dotty P. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be doing a little stitchery. I'm not too sure what I'm doing at the moment because what's happened is I'm kind of between projects at the moment. So I've finished all of my stitcheries that I've been doing, and I had a bit of time on my hands yesterday and I thought, what shall I do? So I felt as though I didn't have any projects on the go, and I'm kind of thinking, what can I do? And I got to that place where I kind of lost a bit of my mojo and I didn't know what to do, and I'd got no ideas, and I thought, oh dear, what? So what I did was I pulled out, every time I do a project, you always have little bits of scraps and whatnot. So this is my scrap tin that's getting quite full up now, and I just pop, I mean that's quite large actually. I'm not sure why that's in there, or that one really. It's more these kind of little bits, the scraps that you kind of think I don't want to chuck away because they might come in handy, and I like the patterns and everything, so they're kind of like the smallish bits, but sometimes when I'm clearing up, big bits get popped in as well. So I took out my tin and I took out a square of fabric. Let me just show you the backing fabric. I don't know what size it is. It was just a piece of fabric that I had, and I just started to stitch. So all I did was picked up a piece of fabric and popped it on. I've done some camphor stitching. I've just done some overcast stitch. I think that's probably, and a bit of running stitch, which is obviously like the camphor stitch anyway. So that's all I've done. I've just used some of my scraps up and made kind of like a patchworky type thing on my backing fabric. So that's all I've done. I'm still not sure what to do with it really. So I thought I'd pop the camera on, because when I pop the camera on, that always makes me be a little bit more decisive as to what I'm going to do. So there was one thing that I found in my scrap tub, which is going to probably lead me onto what I'm doing, is this piece here. I cut it out because I was doing another project and this didn't quite fit right. So I don't want to, it's quite a vintage fabric and I didn't want to get rid of it. So I've kept it and I am going to use that on my project. So that's going to be, and I think, as you can see, it's a bunch of flowers, and I'm going to do a vase. That's the thing that sprung into my head, a vase of flowers, and that's kind of like, I don't know, the backing fabric, the wallpaper, or if you're looking outside, there's a lot, when you're looking outside your window, if you were just taking the blocks of colour, obviously I'm looking out my window at the moment and there's lots of green, but there's also reds and oranges, and I can see yellows in my garden, I can see blues, so there's all kinds of blocks of colour. So that's, although it's not a true depiction of anything, I'm kind of thinking, well, that could be like a block of pink flowers. There's some flowers kind of closer in view so you can see them more defined, and that kind of thing. So that's what I'm going with anyway. That's my take on the background. And then I'm going to plonk I haven't got any gorgeous flowers in my window, but I'm going to plonk some flowers on. I've also got this piece here. This is another piece that I thought, what can I do with? I was making a fabric box tray type thing, and it was out of an old doily, and in the end I chopped the corners off to make the box, and this, I've got one, I think I've got another, I've probably got 4 of them, I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, I've got another one there. Yeah, I think I've got 4 of them all together. So it's lovely old lace. I don't want to get rid, but I do want to use it. So that's going to be kind of like my table. And I was wondering where to place it. As I was stitching, that they kind of butt up to each other. They're not quite overlapping there. I must have misjudged the fabric and didn't put it on right. So I thought, well, to cover that up, I'll do that or that. I don't know, something like that. So it's kind of like that. That's going to be my, it's a little bit off-centered. I might do that. And then it's kind of more central. So that's going there. What else? Oh, I saw this other piece of fabric as well. I'm not going, oh no, I can find it. It's here, which is just a scrap again, but it's got a lovely tear in it, and it's all torn and everything, but I quite like that. So because we're going off the edge on this piece, I'm going to go off the edge down here as well. I'm just going to leave that like that. I don't know whether this is going to turn into a wall hanging. I don't know what it is. It's just a piece of art at the moment. So I'm going to pop that there. So I am going to grab a needle. There's my needle. It's got some thread in already, but I don't think there's enough, so I'm going to take that out. The threads that I've been using are just sewing threads, and these are kind of like my favourites that I keep in my sewing box all the time. I've got an old red that's nearly finished, a peachy colour, peachy, and my yellowy greeny colour that I love as well. So those are the colours that I've been using just to do all my stitches with. It's just regular sewing cotton that I'm using. So I'm going to use the red here. So yeah, just felt that I didn't have a direction to go into starting this, but I thought I'm just going to put my trust in my stitches and the fabric and just see where it leads me. And if it didn't lead me anywhere but doing a little bit of sewing, then that's fine. And if it leads me to something else, then that's fine too. And it's leading me to a picture. So like I say, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's just something to sit and sew. Stitches are probably a little bit too big. But it's just to get it attached. So one line there, and then I think I might just do the other edge. It's kind of, can you see how this is folded and everything over, but I'm not bothered about that. I don't mind the texture. It's gorgeous fabric. This I've had it quite a while, and I've used it so much. It's from an old tablecloth, and it's a tablecloth that had crinoline ladies on it in the four corners. I've got one crinoline lady left. I think I've got one left. The others I made kind of like curtains with the others. I had all vintage doilies and tray cloths, and I patchworked them all together to make kind of like a voile kind of curtain type thing, which I love, still love. It's up in one of the rooms upstairs, and I'm actually starting to collect more doilies at the moment. Not doilies, sorry, tray cloths at the moment to make another. Well, I've got to make two, I think, because we've got in one of our bathrooms we've got like double doors that open out onto a Juliet balcony, and at the moment we've got vertical blinds there which aren't very vintage, and they bug me. So I'm hoping to this summer to use some vintage tray cloths, and also one of the corners of the tablecloth from this fabric is also on one of the curtain that I've already made. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm going to leave that like that. I don't, sometimes less is more. If it doesn't look right, then I can always come back and put a few more stitches, but I quite like the look of that, to be honest. Staying with the red, I think. I am going to stitch this on now. What did I say? I said I'm going to do it that way, didn't I? Yeah. So that's kind of in the middle, and then this is going to be hanging down. So again, this time I'm just going to go an overcast. There's quite a lot of layers in this middle part because it's the corner. There's probably 4 layers of fabric there at least. Quite a lot. Must be where all the fabrics of the where all the fabrics of the what was it? It would have been a doily. Yes, it was a doily. I'm trying to think. It was, yes, like I said, it was from the little tray thing that I made a couple of months ago. Oh, I think we've come undone now. So again, just no neat stitching. Just stitching all the way around. Oh, it's very tough actually. I'll be alright once I get to the lace bit. Be easier now. I hope you're all well today and you can find some time to stitch or do whatever it is that you like to do. It's a lovely, lovely sunny day here. And they're predicting temperatures of, I want to say 19. It's going to be quite warm. My daughter's gone off to college in shorts today, so I hope it does stay warm for her. I'm still not convinced. That's why I've got my jumper on. But it is a lovely cheery green colour today. So I have well, I'd like to put away all my heavy wintry jumpers. That would be nice. Whether I can or not, I don't know, because the weather seems to turn all the time. Yeah. But we are only in well, we're in April, aren't we? It's going to be May. Is it May tomorrow? I think it's May tomorrow. I don't know why I've done the stitch on the outside there, but never mind. And then I'm just going to go down the other side. Going through this thick bit. Done something wrong there. What have I done? Oh, I just caught the knot. Alright, and then onto the lacy bit again. Just for a couple of stitches. I'm going to leave that dangling. There. So that's that bit done. I think thread caught something. Oh, come off. Okay, right, so that's that bit done. So I need to find some fabric for a vase. There's my flowers, and then I want to do a vase. That's quite nice. Be quite nice. Got that green, would that be too heavy? Yeah, don't like that. I've got that, I've got that as well. I think that will just clash with the flowers though. That would be nice if I had more. I don't think there's any more here, but I have got some more. Right. Okay. Let's get a little snippet of this off and use this. I don't know if they've got an end. Right, I'm just going to take some off here. Okay. Right. So put that back. I know that's too much, but I'll pop it into my scrap pot. Okay, I could do with a template. I think let me just go and grab. I don't think I've got paper. Probably should have paper. Pop those out of the way for a second. Pencil. Right, what kind of vase am I going to have? I only have to draw half because it's symmetrical. I'm not very good at drawing symmetry, as in doing that side the same as this side. I think that's going to be too wide. Too big. Let's see what that looks like. Right, I wanted a little foot on it. You can see, I just cut it a little bit further to make a little foot. So that's my template. Quite easy and painless. And then I'm going to have a spotty jug. Not a jug, a vase. Okay, I'm going to draw it on the back and then you won't see it. Right, there we go. Pop that in there. see how that looks. That's the wrong way around. So there. I know it looks like it's standing in midair, but that's where I want it. And then those going probably like that. There. Right, so let's get my thread. I'm just going to use a white thread. Excuse me. This is just a regular sewing thread. I don't even think it's a polyester one. It's an old one, but I'm trying to use it up and get rid of it. Okay, so just again going around the edges. It may start to fray a little bit, but it doesn't matter. I think when I am lost for things to do, I think a bowl of flowers is probably, a vase of flowers is probably one of my go-tos. I think it's just because it's quite a simple design, and you can do your own flowers, or you can, like I've done, cut flowers out. Oops, lost my thread. Okay. It was quite relaxing yesterday, just being able to sit and stitch and not really have too much of a plan. Just enjoying the stitchery without thinking, really, just adding fabrics, seeing where they'll fit, or cutting them down if they don't fit in the right place where you want them. But I did try and just take a fabric and place it, rather than be a little too picky, because all of these fabrics I have used already, and so I know that I like them because I've used them before. Right, I think we're about there. So that's the vase. Okay, and then the flowers. I am going to do the flowers in a different colour. I'm going to do them in the peachy colour, just because I want to. Stuck to me. So again, I'm not pinning anything, I'm just placing where they look good, like that. And I haven't, in fact I might put this in my my stitch journal if it fits. I'm not sure if it's going to be too big now that I've kind of gone off the page, but I might put it in my stitch journal. And with my stitch journal, it's just something that I've got that I put pieces in every so often, and I can refer back to. And I suppose when I've, you know, I am at a loss for what, to get my words out. If I am at a loss of what to do, then it is somewhere I go for inspiration. I'm just thinking, oh my days, I've done it upside down. Okay, never mind. It's more of a faded colour than it would be the brights. I'm going to keep going now. I will always know that I did it upside down really, but it'll be fine. It's just a little bit paler than the other side. I don't know what made me look at that and think that. Or were you all saying, Sally, don't do it that way, I can see it's upside down, shouting at me? I could just say, oh, it was meant to be that way, I wanted it that way. Anyway, oh dear, never mind. I could take it off, but the trouble with this fabric is once you put a hole through it, the holes do not disappear like with normal fabric. So I would have to sew into the holes that I'd already made for it to not look like it'd just been stabbed so many times. But I don't mind anyway, that it's a bit paler, it's fine. I think we're nearly there. Righty ho. Let's finish that off. There we go. that's done. I think I might press it because it is a little bit kind of wavy as you look at it, but I think that's about it. So that was kind of like lost my mojo and hopefully found it again, and did something creative while I was trying to find it. So can we get those out? Yeah, there we go. Got a few frays, but that's fine. So yeah, so hopefully I've I found my mojo and I'll be able to go on and do some other things. In fact, I have just had a thought about something else, so hopefully that will spark my creative flow again. So yeah, that'll be doing for now, I think. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you've enjoyed watching me muddle through this one. And even though I've done something upside down and not quite right and whatnot, so anyway, that's it for now. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. So take care. Bye bye.